And good evening and welcome to the new River Stadium. It is Betfred League One action here on the Our League app and Twitch. It is the traditional start to the Challenge Cup final weekend here as London Skolars take on Hunslet. Hunslet have had a few M1 problems this afternoon, hence the 30-minute delay to kick off. We are due to get underway in about 4 or 5 minutes time. Matt Horton alongside Will Lovell from the London Broncos. Looking forward to this one tonight as Hunslet look to secure their place in the playoff season ending tournament, and London looking to maybe get in through the back door with a win here tonight. But London have lost their last 7 league games, so not in the best of form for Jermaine Coleman's boys. So before the game we caught up with Gary Thornton, the Hunslet coach, more or less straight off the bus, and with the London Skolars coach Jermaine Coleman doing the warm-up as he's going to be in action tonight. We caught up with the Canada international Lewis Robinson. With Gary Thornton, the Hunslet coach. Gary, it's been a tough journey down today.
Yeah, bank holiday weekend, isn't it? And we had a bit of traffic on the M1, unfortunately. Yeah, it's caused us a few issues, but we're here now, so we're here to do a job, and it's put us behind schedule a little bit, but shouldn't affect us.
Big game today, chasing that second bite of the cherry in the playoffs.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got ourselves an opportunity. If we win our next 3 games, we can finish, second, third, possibly. So that's what we're going for. Trying to hit a bit of form going into the playoffs, but. Yeah, it's a tough game. It's going to be a tough game down here. Always is against London. They're a good side, big physical side, and they play this pitch really, really well. So we know we're in for a long evening.
Won your last 2. Is it all about now building for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. We've been in a bit of decent form. I was pleased with what we did at Keighley last week, a couple of weeks ago. Stop-start nature of this league doesn't help. We've had 2 good wins, and then we have a week off, and then we have to come to London. That doesn't help. We want to be playing week in, week out. So consistency adds a little bit of an extra element to the thing. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we're in decent form and we're looking to kick on today.
And a full squad to pick from tonight?
Yeah, apart from we've got a few band players and a couple of players that are unavailable for work reasons. So we're as strong as we can be. Got a few coming back. Charlie Martin's back. Adam Robinson's back. So yeah, we're as strong as we can be.
Good luck tonight, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
With Lewis Robinson, Canada international and Skolars player. Lewis, big game tonight. Friday night lights, the traditional start to a Challenge Cup final weekend.
Yeah, great way to kick it off. Really good event. It grows year upon year. Looks like it's already growing in terms of crowd, so it should be a really good event again.
It's a big game for the boys tonight. Just still got that outside chance of getting into the final mix at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think we're mathematically still in it, but I think there's going to take a few big turnarounds, so we'll need something big today. I think they've got a few missing. We've got a couple out as well, so hopefully we can capitalise the boys coming in. I don't like to mention it's 7 on the bounce at the moment. Something's got to change, and change quick, hasn't it? Yeah, we're well aware. I don't know, that's pretty much an epitome of our team at the minute. We go in peaks and troughs. I think we won 6 in a row and then we've lost 7 on the bounce. Yes, a couple of the boys have just got to step up and say not today and put their hand up and be counted. Obviously
Hunslet have had the problems getting down here. You're going to have to look to make a big start, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I think there's something wrong with the M1 at the minute because Oldham last week had the same problem. So we won't take that lightly. We know they're a strong side. We competed really well with them up there when we beat them up there this year, and they'll be here for vengeance. So we just got to work hard and just stick to our game plan.
Lewis, all the best for the boys tonight.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
And that was the Canada international Lewis Robinson. Right, let's run through the teams of this Betfred League One clash. Let's start with the Skolars, who have Ilias Makani at fullback, Elliot Jennings, Amari Caro, Jordan Williams and Jerome Yates in the 3 quarters. The halfbacks Richard Wilkinson and the player coach Jermaine Coleman. Up front, Judd Greenhalgh, Neil Thorman and Liam Scott, and the back 3, Lamont Bryan, Rob Tuliatu and Matt Ross. The Hunslet side have Jimmy Watson at fullback, Gareth Potts, Reece Chapman-Smith, Tom Ashton and Callum Lancaster on the wing, Joe Sanderson and Simon Brown at halfback. Up front, Zach Brown, Vila Halafili, Adam Robinson, Charlie Martin, Dane Strower and Dan Hawksworth for the head coach Gary Thornton. And the replacements for both sides. London have Matty Davis, John Magrin, Mike Greenhalgh and Mike Bichet, and Hunslet have Ryan Wright, Mike Emmett, Michael Haley and Lewis Heckford. We'll just have a look at the Betfred 1 league table. Hunslet coming to this and winning their last 2. They've played a game less than everybody. Don't forget, the top side go up automatically. Teams 2 to 6 feature in the playoff series. The Skolars 4 points off a playoff spot at the moment, with only 2 regular season games left. Will Lovell from the Broncos is here with us tonight. He's played many a game for the Skolars on dual reg. They're up against it. They're coming into this on 7 games on the bounce, losing. They're going to have to do something special if they're going to steal that 6th place off Workington Town. Indeed, it's a massive game for the Skolars today. A must-needed 2 points to put themselves in with a chance of going for the playoffs. And for Hunslet, you know, that it's like work for them. They need to, you know, obviously come down here after a tough bus journey and go to work and get a valuable 2 points to secure themselves in the playoffs. Hunslet are a very frustrating kind of side. They can beat the teams below them, but they struggle against the teams around them, and I'm sure Gary Thornton will have targeted this game tonight despite all the troubles with the bus journey. We are going to pause here at the New River just before kick-off. We are going to have a minute's applause for Archie Bruce, the Batley player who sadly passed away in Toulouse last weekend. Our thoughts are still with the family. At the New River, the Beer Festival is on to our left in the clubhouse here at the Skolars as well. We've got merchandise, lots of food stands, we've had some live music and lots of rugby league shirts in the crowd tonight, not just from the Skolars and Hunslet. I've seen Leeds shirt, there's a Batley shirt, I've seen a group from York, Wakefield fans here as well. This is all what the great game of rugby league is about, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a fantastic event, and you know, credit to the Skolars and the RFL that get behind this every year and put this on for everyone, and I think it's a great way to start off the Challenge Cup weekend and celebrate rugby league for the great sport that it is. This is the first of 2 events here this weekend as well. The London Nines takes place here at the New River on Sunday. Details of that are online. It is going to be Hunslet in the traditional Myrtle and Flame to get us underway. Plenty of Hunslet fans to our right, stood up at the back of the main stand here at the New River. There's quite a few still in the bar as well. I'm quite jealous. Yeah, indeed. As Matt Rossley blows time on and Simon Brown gets us underway here at the New River in London. We'll have first use of the football tonight, and it's Elliot Jennings with the first carry. We're expecting that sun that's to our left to disappear in the next 10 minutes. It's a bit tough for Will at the moment because he's forgot the sunglasses. Yeah, and on a warm, humid night, I think both teams will be looking to complete early on here and just knock off their sets and look after the football. I mentioned it to Lewis in the interview. Given what Hunslet have been through this afternoon to get here, it's imperative the Skolars start big. They've got to throw the kitchen sink this first 20 minutes, haven't they? Definitely. I know Jermaine will be talking about that energy battle and trying to win that early on, you know, with that bus journey. You know, I'm sure a few of these Hunslet guys will be having it a bit heavy in the legs early on. So a big start needed from the Skolars, and hopefully they can put together some good work in defence here. Early kick from the Skolars. Jimmy Watson, couple of Super League appearances at the Rhinos. With the first carry for the Huns tonight, as they get just short of the 20-metre line. Very vocal and noisy crowd here in the New River tonight, as Hunslet look to go from deep. Skolars in the red and black. To try down that right-hand side.
Yeah, nice opening set there from Hunslet. You know, they've come away from their own line really well. Some good defence there from Skolars, trying to force that into touch. But the Hunslet players been able to stay in field.
I mean, they've literally been off the bus 35 minutes. How tough is that to jump off the bus? They've came half changed already and ready to go.
Yeah, you've got to commend those players for getting straight off the bus and straight into the action. I remember some academy games.
Oh,
that's an error
there. That's an error from Ilias Makani. And it's as good as a 40-20 for Hunslet, and they'll start 11 away from the line.
It's just the start that Hunslet would have wanted. You know, completed their set, nice high kick, relatively no pressure on the kicker, which Skolars will be disappointed from, and just an error there under the high ball from Ilias Makani.
Here we are again. Great kick from Simon Brown, and poor old Ilias. Oh.
Yeah, you won't want to see that one back, I don't think.
So Hunslet will get a go from 10 out here on our league, and we welcome all our viewers on Twitch who've joined us as well. And as Brown then to this left-hand side, here is Ashton. As Ashton's stopped a couple away from the line. Callum Lancaster, the former Hull FC player, as Brown drops it off. The three away from the liners. Halafihi at dummy half, goes to the right. It's Brown, just overrun. So Joe Sanderson forced to take that tackle, 12 out in centre field as Halafihi goes to the right hand side. This is Robinson, and Robinson is a couple short. As Halafihi at dummy half to the left. It's with Brown again. Brown goes long to Ashton, 2-on-2 as Ashton tries to get over the top, but can't. Last tackle, says Matt Rossley, as Brown goes across field. It's too deep. It's fielded in the in goal. 20-metre set. Great D from the Skolars.
Skolars will be really happy with that. You know, Hunslet have thrown quite a lot of shape. You know, they've run with quite a bit of vigour as well. And Skolars have managed to hold out the Hunslet team. So they'll be really happy with that.
First penalty of the day. Not getting the 10 from the 20-metre restart as Neil Thorman drills it to halfway, and Skolars will start down that left channel. Sun has nearly gone as Hunslet get defending 30 out. Then as Thorman at dummy half goes to the right hand side. There's Thorman again at dummy half. Here is Coleman, the player coach, to Wilkinson as Lamont Bryant down that right channel. We'll have some stories about Lamont later because Will used to live with him back in the day. As Wilkinson puts the footwork on this artificial surface here at the New River as Thorman waits at dummy half. Can the Skolars get this big start with Liam Scott right next to that post? Last tackle, says Matt Rossley, as Thorman quickly out to Coleman. They've got numbers here. It's on. Oh, great. Off the line. Kicks come through. It's going to go dead. No try, says Matt Rossley, and it's going to be a 20-metre restart. Or is he ruled offside? I think he's gone offside.
Yeah, I think he's
gone offside.
Yeah, I think he was just in front of Wilkinson there as he's got the kick away.
He's done well to get the kick away.
Very, very well.
Yeah. He's a mile offside. It's Rob Tuilatu who's a mile offside. And Hunslet will start on halfway. Brown into centre field. Gets it to Zach Braham as Halafihi back to Robinson, and Robinson through the first line as Coleman
big fella
clings on. Very experienced at this level, Adam Robinson, isn't he?
Indeed, he knows. Yeah, he knows a lot about this.
As Simon Brown, another former Leeds Academy player, gets it to Charlie Martin. As Halafihi waits at dummy half again to Brown. Sanderson down that right hand side with Dwayne Straher as they're two away from the line. Another big chance for Hunslet as Sanderson drops it on. It's come off the feet and offside again is the call. That's accidental. That should be a scrum.
It's a really tough call, that. You know, when you're in that moment and the ball's ricocheting off players, your natural instinct is just to pick that ball up. So yeah, feel a bit sorry there for the Skolars players involved, but Hunslet, they can really turn on the power here and go for the try and get the 4 points.
Well, the kicking tee's been taken on and he's been promptly turned away, and here they go, they're over the line, and it's going to rule held up. Zach Braham with the carry. So they'll go back to the 10 as Halafihi at dummy half and need to play the ball on the 10. As Halafihi is Robinson again. Robinson's going to have a go on his own. 5 out. Brown's round the back of the dummy half. Instead they'll go short to Hawksworth. And Hawksworth is held. As Halafihi goes to the right to Sanderson this time. Kick's coming through. Great leap and take. It's going to be a goal line dropout. It's a fantastic take.
Yeah,
goal line dropout. It's jumped from the field of play.
Yeah, that's correct. And I'd applaud the kick as well. Very tactical kick. Keeps the ball infield and obviously making the Skolars player Jerome Yates there on the wing catch the ball infield and then being forced by his defenders back into his in goal. Very smart play.
Time off at the moment. And it's going to be the Skolars with the goal line dropout as Watson Fields up halfway. Here is Hawksworth with the carry. We get to the 30-metre line as Halafihi waits at dummy half to Robinson. Sanderson drops it off to the former Sheffield Eagle. Dwayne Straher as Halafihi. Here is Robinson again, out the back to Brown. Drops it off to Martin, and Charlie Martin straightens up. 12 away from the line. Despite being on the bus for so long, Hunslet have made a bigger start here as Sanderson down that right-hand side. Gets it to Reece Chapman-Smith. 2 away from the line. Not the best play, the ball is. Sanderson onto the boot. Here comes Brown. Punched dead by Lamont Bryant. And it's back-to-back sets for the Huns, and they're just building the pressure and turning the screw here.
They're playing very smart, very effective. At the moment, Skolars, the pressure of the penalties is just building up. Some desperate defence there from Lamont Bryant just to tap the ball out. Great work from him. But Skolars, they need to be having a good chat under the sticks now and just sort of saying, look, we're okay. Nothing's going to happen here. More pressure applied from Hunslet, and I'm sure they'll come away with some points. And
this new introduction of the shot clock, it is in use here tonight. We don't actually have a visible shot clock. It's harder this year, isn't it? Because you can't waste that time and get that extra breather, can you?
Indeed, yeah. It's added another element to the game, and you'd be stood at a scrum or behind the sticks there for a dropout, and you're conscious of that clock, and you've got to get on with the game, and everything's running at you.
Here's Hawksworth again. Hunslet 8 out, 4 left in the set. Halafihi goes. Halafihi's over the line, and he's in. Vila Halafihi has got Hunslet on the board. Back-to-back sets for the Myrtle and Flame. And Vila Halafihi scoots from dummy half, and Hunslet lead by 4 points to 0.
As we just see here, markers weren't set. Valahihi just spots that, he goes real low under the ball and just dives straight over for a try. Looking over there now at the Skolars team, there's some tired bodies after those back-to-back sets. Hunslet, they don't look like they've got heavy legs coming off that bus, so in fine form, and hoping to add 2 more here.
Joe Sanderson has the kicking duties, and that's just pressure, isn't it? Sheer weight of pressure. It's come off the back of a penalty down here. Kick to halfway, goal line dropout, try.
It is, and I think Jermaine will probably be looking at how they're finishing their end of sets, and how they can maybe change those, because it matters so much in those fine margins in these games. Obviously an error there, a penalty like you say, and you're just piggybacking teams down the field, and that can be costly.
There is a London player down at the moment. Judd Greenhalgh it is who's down. I think he might be going for the head check, don't you?
Indeed.
Yep. Trainer's just pointed to the head. So Judd Greenouch will be going for the concussion check. Time on is waved. Judd Greenouch just making his way off with the London doctor. Here is Joe Sanderson with the conversion. Shouldn't be too many dramas here. As Joe Sanderson sticks the flags up here on the Our League app and Twitch. Matt Horton, Will Lavelle at Friday Night Lights at the New River. And Hunslet lead by 6 points to 0. And it's just marker's not set either there, Will. And Villa Halafi, he's not going to say no.
No, he's a very smart player, obviously. You know, and as soon as he sees that you know, that's sending alarm bells in his brain, and he knows straight away his way to the try line there.
We're at time off again at the moment. Judd. Looks like some people haven't left the bar, Will, as we get back underway.
Lucky them.
I think they're actually watching it from the bar, to be fair.
It's quite a good view from over on that side, to be fair. You just missed this bottom corner.
There's Charlie Martin with the carry. If they've got the phones with them, they can be watching us as well.
Indeed.
As Brown down this left-hand side. It's a good tackle on Charlie Martin as Brown again tries the short side. They've got numbers as Ashton gets to the 30-metre line as Lancaster at dummy half goes on his own. He's well taken by Elliot Jennings. As Halafihi at dummy half gets it to Brown inside the 40. Jerome Yates has to go back, and Jerome Yates deals with it, and Skolars finally have the ball back in the hands. They've gone about 8 minutes without the ball, and it's a good return. Yeah,
it's a deep kick for Yates to catch. And he's done really well to get out of his own 20 there.
So London Skolars ball in hand. Get 10 short of halfway as Wilkinson at dummy half goes infield. This is Liam Scott. It's a couple short of halfway as Ilias McCarney gets into dummy half. Gets London over halfway. As Thorman at dummy half. It's back to Wilkinson trying to use the high kick. Jimmy Watson comes and Jimmy Watson spilled one. That should be play on as it's collected by Rob Tuilatu. And we'll hear more from Rob at half time, talking about his Greek heritage. As can the Skolars reply then as Wilkinson gets it to Lamont Bryan, and almost a big fend from Lamont Bryan there as Ilias McCarney gets into dummy half, gets it infield to Wilkinson, needs somebody on a drop off and catching the ball standing still at the moment.
Yeah, just a little bit disorganised and unstructured from the Skolars.
We're going to go time off. There's a Hunslet player down in the in goal. Oh, it's a Skolars player down in the in goal. It is Rob Tuilatu. It's Rob Tuilatu who's down now. Jermaine's lost one already. Doesn't want to be losing another one inside the first 15 minutes.
No, indeed, but I think this break will help Skolars because of obviously the unstructuredness and the disorganised play, you know, at the moment coming from their attacking shape. But even just in their yardage set here, I'd be asking and looking for just a little bit more energy and a bit more push around the ball, because at the moment Skolars just offering one-up shapes, and it's quite easy, quite predictable to defend. If I was a Hunslet player stood there now, I'd be quite happy, you know, coming off a 7-hour bus journey, you know, just having one-out runners out at me, it would be quite nice. But yeah, in terms of this attack, just like to see some more structured play, more dummy runners going through the line, and more options out back as well, just to challenge that Hunslet team and that defensive line.
At half-time, we will have Alex Simmons talking to Rob Tuilatu about he's got Greek Samoan heritage, so he qualifies for the Greek national side. They're going to be playing their World Cup qualifier in London at the back end of the year. We'll be hearing Rob talking about how rugby league is actually illegal in Greece. Believe it or not, your team sheet's just making a run for it. So we are at time off. Mark Cass there in the Hunslet kit man. I think Gary Thornton's over here with us somewhere. Oh no, he's hiding. He's hiding at the back of the dugout at the top of the top of the stairs. Is the Hunslet coach. Very vastly experienced Gary Thornton. So 6-0 here. There we go. There's Gary Thornton with the best view. Get him off, I think that was, he said. I hope it was anyway. We've got nobody lip reading. This is the start of the Challenge Cup final weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got the Ebby Dex Cup final between Widnes and Sheffield. 5:30. You can watch that here on the Our League app. As Thorman then to the right hand side. Here is Wilkinson. Lamont Bryan is the runner. And they are again just to the right of the post, inside the tennis. Thorman goes 2 out. Big hole. And it's Liam Scott who gets in. There's the bonus of having more than one runner.
Yep.
One sucks in. Great ball from the experience of Thorman. Finds Liam Scott and he's in by the side of the post.
Definitely, and that's what we just spoke about, just utilising those dummy runners. You've got Liam Scott there on the outside of a shoot shape, and he just picks him out perfectly. All the defenders are attracted to that first runner, and a massive gap opens up for him there just to go under near the posts.
Matt Ross, the man sticking the hand up, there's the one.
Yep.
Great leave.
It's smart from the hooker as well, Thorman, just to pick him out, sees the incoming defenders, and just ping that ball just with a little bit of zip on it.
We spoke about experience. There aren't many more experienced campaigners than Neil Thorman, is there?
No, he's been around a while, to be fair to him, yeah. Which Skolars need that, especially in the middle of the park. When it gets into that nitty-gritty stuff, he'll be a real good bloke in there, just to steady a few of those young heads and help them.
Neil Thorman, who's goal kicking as well, by the looks of it. And here is the kick, and the flags are up here at the New River, here on Our League and Twitch. Matt Horton, Will Lavelle at Friday Night Lights. It is the London Skolars 6, Hunslet 6. Yeah, so just keep your eye on Matt Ross in this one in 20. Just creates that option runner. It's Vila Halafihi who buys it, and Liam Scott, the recipient. As Simon Brown gets us underway. Horrible spiralling kickers. The try scorer, the last try scorer. And Liam Scott brings it back. Thorman waits at dummy half. Here is Coleman. There's Thorman again at dummy half. Imperative Skolars complete this set.
Indeed, after a stuttering start, Skolars have sort of come back into it, thrown a little bit more shape now, a lot more push around the ball, some nice players being introduced there by Jermaine Coleman and Ilias Makani. So, Skolars need to complete this set and get a good kick away, and then back that up with some resilient defence.
Matty Davis out there in 15 at the moment as Rich Wilkinson with a high kick. Jimmy Watson's he's dropped 2. He's dropped that,
yeah, let's give it.
And it's been picked up.
Just what the Skolars would have wanted. Nice deep high kick. Good kick chase. A lot of pressure under the ball.
Oh dear. And that's 2 Jimmy Watson's put down. It's not been a good night for a fullback so far, has it?
No, I think that'll be the target.
So there's another Scholar down in back play. Is it Lamont?
I think it is, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we might not get to tell these stories. Will was telling me before we started that him and Lamont lived together for 8 years. As I said to him, I'm old enough to remember Lamont coming through the Harlequins Academy as it was back in the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called it living.
All right. We're back underway anyway with Ilias Makani. Can the Skolars go back to back as Thorman at dummy half up that short side? Oh, they can. They're in at the corner. It's Jerome Yates, the left winger. Hunslet have been caught napping down that short side, and it's 2 in 4 minutes here for the Skolars, and they've gone ahead by 10 points to 6, and it is Jerome Yates who gets in at the corner, and Gary Thornton will be fuming.
Yeah, it's a really soft one. I'm sure he'll be bitterly disappointed with that. Thorman again at the heart of it, just smart, sees there's only 2 on the short side. Winger gets caught just looking in at the centre, and he just fires that ball to the winger.
Gareth Potts has picked the wrong man.
Yep.
He's picked the centre, hasn't he? Yep.
Yeah, not really sure actually. Just a 2v2. I'm not really sure where he's looking there.
He's thought the big man Jordan Williams is going to get the football, and instead Neil Thorman has produced a second assist tonight, and the Skolars lead 10-6.
And they're those key moments, you know, a set away from their own line. Skolars, they've kicked high, they've managed to get the ball back, you know, and 3 plays later, it's just a simple switch off from the winger on that side, and the Skolars can capitalise. But as a middle bloke, after doing sort of 5-6 tackles in that set, it's the worst thing you want as a winger, just switching off for one play.
Thorman's kick is waved away by the touch judges. Coming up to quarter time here at the New River. The Skolars lead by 10 points to 6, and I'm sure after that tough start that the Skolars have made, Jermaine will be a happy bloke now.
Yeah, definitely. They've managed to pick themselves up after that tough start and ride through that tough stuff and come away with some goods.
It's Wilkinson fields the kick-off. Here is Liam Scott, the first try scorer. That's a good carry, good metres after contact.
Strong carry, yeah. He's been a big player for them this year.
Oh, I've not seen that one for a long time. The dummy at the play of the ball, and Ilias Makani scooting out the other way.
Dummy one way, go the other.
The old ones are the best.
Old school.
Down this short side then, with Elliot Jennings. As Thorman at dummy half. Lamont looks okay now, here he goes. And gets to halfway. As Thorman to the open side, as Matty Davis gets it out. His namesake will be in the Primrose and Blue tomorrow.
Indeed.
Another old teammate. Oh, that's naughty. That's very naughty. And it's been missed. And Jimmy Watson's dropped another one. That's naughty from Dan Hawksworth. It's a good job it's been missed, because that's red. If that's been caught,
yeah,
that's tea and biscuits. As Thorman goes, we're playing on here. Quick hands needed. Or will they be? No. As Amari Caro, got caught fight watching almost, as the Skolars look for 3 as Scott. Can he grab a second? Needed to go. Oh, 3-on-1 outside with Jermaine Coleman as Thorman waits. Thorman goes out of the back to Davis, and Davis is held a metre out from the line. As Thorman to the left-hand side to Coleman. Coleman drops it on the boot. Here's a pick-up, and Jordan Williams gets in, and it is a 3rd try for the Skolars, taking advantage of yet another mistake from Jimmy Watson. He's having an absolute nightmare at the back. Great little kick from Jermaine Coleman, and Jordan Williams is the recipient, and the Skolars lead by 14 points to 6.
It was almost as if Skolars didn't want to score. You know, they had 4 or 5 opportunities just to put it through the hands and get a 2v1 and put it in the corner, and it takes a nice bit of skill from Jermaine Coleman just to dab it on his foot, and a good kick chase from Jordan Williams, and just a touchdown for the big fella on that left edge.
And Hunslet now are looking like a team that got off the bus 35 minutes before kick-off.
Indeed, they started really, really strong, but almost as if they've punched themselves out, and Skolars just need to maintain that. But for Hunslet, yeah, they need to do some soul searching in that huddle there. You know, some stern words need to be had, and a really tough D set needs to be coming in this next set for them.
Gary Thornton, we pointed him out earlier, was at the top of the stand. He's now down by the dugout with Mark Cass, arms waving, and he's going generally mad at the moment. He's looking he's down on sideline.
Yeah, I can imagine he is, because at the moment it's only their own mistakes that are putting them, you know, behind their own posts.
And the kick is good from Neil Thorman. 14-6 here. Hunslet have made a couple of changes. Michael Haley, 16-6 here at the New River. And he's looking unhappy, isn't he, Gary Thornton now?
Indeed.
And I think Mark Cassie's the one getting the earfuls as Brown with the kick-off, spiralling kick-off, and it's taken by Wilkinson. They're going to try the short side with Elliot Jennings as Lamont Bryan gets into dummy half. Here is Wilkinson infield for Liam Scott. After a shaky opening 10 minutes, the Skolars have settled down nicely into this one.
They have, you know, they seem to be making easy meters.
Oh, they are again with Tuilatu, gets it
Great
away.
offload.
And that outside chance of making the Betfred League One playoff series is still burning for the Skolars as they come into centre field. Great offload that from Rob Tuilatu.
And from talking to Jermaine Coleman, you know, before the game, or
Penalty,
there.
It's in the middle of the ruck. He's well, Dwayne Straw just doubting the decision, and you've got to clear the ruck, and I think Neil Thorman's going to take the 2 on offer. You'll have played against Dwayne a lot of championship, won't you? He's a tough cookie, isn't he? He
is. You know, he carries the ball really strong. Always a tough competitor, first to every ball, and a very handy person to have in your team, and you know, he'll be a valuable asset here tonight for sure.
Neil Thorman, 30 metres, 31 metres with this kick as the sun begins to fade here in North London. We can just see the top of the Alexandra Palace TV transmitter to our left. I've come in on the train tonight and I had my first ever look at the Emirates and the new White Hart Lane. Both nice. Very impressive facilities as Thorman sticks the flags up and puts the ball in the goal at the back of the stand here. And the Skolars lead by 18 points to 6. And after that first 10 minutes, if I'd have told you 15 minutes later to be 12 points in front, you might have given me a funny look.
Yeah, for sure. But going back, obviously, to Jermaine Coleman, speaking to him before the game, that, you know, he said to me, you know, that they've been in a lot of these games, you know, throughout the league with the, you know, the top 6 teams, and you know, and he just said that they've been pipped at the last sort of, you know, 10 minutes. So a big word for him, I think, will be about concentration, you know, and staying in these games. As
that bounces, goes into touch, and it will be head and feed for Hunslet. 15 out. They've lost the last 2 games by a point, here against Oldham and at the Keepmoat against Doncaster, and turn those 2 1-point losses into wins. 19 points. They're in with a big shout at making the end of season dance.
Very true. And after a solid start to the year, you know, I remember seeing on the scores table they, you know, they was up at 2nd or even 1st at one point. You know, they'll be looking to get back to those ways, to winning ways. But like we just say there about concentration, you never let the rugby league ball bounce, and there it goes out into touch.
Oh, and that is too easy. And that is Tom Ashton who gets in. Straight reply from the Hunslet Hawks. Simple move from the scrum. And, well, that's poor defending from London, we have to say it. And Tom Ashton, the recipient, and Hunslet have hit straight back, and no doubt that will please Gary Thornton. It is. He's looked really threatening on this left-hand side, and obviously moved him over to the right for the scrum. But it's very simple. It's just a 1v1. I think Rob Tuilatu slipped, to be fair. The big fella is going to be hard to stop from that close out. Shame for Rob Tuilatu just slipping on the artificial surface here as the Skolars make a change. We're just wondering if Judd Greenhalgh has got through his head test. There's no sign of him coming back. Oh, he's here. Is he back with the yellow boots on? Is that Judd? Not in the middle of the pitch. That's John Magrin. As the kick is over from Sanderson, and Hunslet suddenly are back in it. 18-12 to the Skolars. And it's on such small things that games of rugby league can change. They are, and that's a well-needed score for the Hunslet team. They really needed that after going 3 tries with no reply. So they'll be looking to come away from their own line here with a good yardage set and get a good kick away deep into Skolars territory. As Wilkinson gets us back underway. Well, what's good for them is good for us as he tries to get the ball off the island. Did take a horrible bounce for Lamont though, didn't it?
It's very unforgiving, this 4G surface.
Of course, you play on one up at Ealing as well, don't you? As Michael Haley with the carry. It is a different game, isn't it?
It is. You know, just the bounce of the ball and the speed of the game itself. It is very different to playing on a grass pitch.
Better than playing in knee-deep mud and puddles, like was experienced at the Menderhose Jungle last Easter.
Oh God, yes.
As Hunslet then looked to reply with Dwayne Strower as he gets over halfway. As we get up to the 29-minute mark here on the Our League app and Twitch. Good evening if you have joined us via Twitch, as Robinson with the carry. Matt Horton, Will Lavelle at the Friday Night Lights at the New River Stadium as Sanderson on the last tackle goes high. This one's going to bounce. Oh, that's almost like Lamont being a winger again as he was back in the day.
That'll take him back a few years, definitely.
Yeah. As London then look to reply with Elliot Jennings. Here's John Magrin straight into things. Here come London again. Get 5 short of halfway. Pretty good atmosphere here inside the New River. Lots of Hunslet fans have made the trip down for a Friday as well, and I tip my hat to them, even if they did get here before the players. As Gareth Potts fields the kick, and Potts gets through one, gets through two. That one was around the shoulder, but Hunslet will start 20 away. Can they get some quick play of the balls? And as Watson slips and Watson's put to ground just short of the 30-metre line, as Ryan Wright out there in 14. He's replaced Vila Halafihi. Here's Michael Haley.
Good carry.
Good carry from Michael Haley. Just the one first-team game at Leeds for him, and a good spell at Doncaster as well. As Wright then gets it to Sanderson. As they try this right channel. Last tackle, says our referee Matt Rosley. Oh, that's a coach killer.
On the last there. Yeah, he just needs to roll away. He's got himself in a bit of a poor position around his legs, and the ref's always going to go with the player in control of the ball there.
Rob Tiliatu, the man who's been pinged. No signs of going for two, and Hunslet are going to roll again with Robinson. Oh, John Magrin
Great defence.
with a good hit. As Wright waits at dummy half, comes to this left-hand side. Oh, this is one off the training part. Probably hasn't gone quite right as Magrin wraps up Sanderson. As Wright at dummy half gets it in field. Here is Charlie Martin. Just need to have a steady play there so they can get something on us. Right at dummy half. Here is Brown again. Michael Haley on the drop-off. Another good strong carry from Michael Haley. Almost got the arm free as well. As right at dummy half. Gets chance to jump and goes one way, goes the other. Gets the offload. It's on here for Hunslet as Sanderson finds Dwayne Strower. Here he goes for the line and he's in. Is he in? Matt Rosley's having a look. Short.
Oh, short. Great defence, Dwayne
Short.
Coleman.
Here comes the touch judge. Here comes the touch judge. Nobody's seen it. As we're going to play on at the moment. Touch judge is in the middle of the field as Brown gets it to Martin. Martin to Lancaster. Lancaster's dropped. Time off's called. And we're going to get the report of the touch judge. Well, what's happening?
I'm not really sure. To be honest, the linos.
I think somebody. Touch judge is coming on. He's having a word with Matt Rosley.
The touch judge has obviously seen something in back play, but
Not
from
quite.
all the way on this side.
Not quite sure why he's come on. I mean, the ref. I'm surprised the referee's not heard him on the communication. We don't know what's gone on.
Hunslet just seemed to be, eyeing up for points there, and
Unless somebody's given the touchy a spray. It's a Hunslet player who's being called out. He's gone in the back pocket.
He's gone.
10 minutes.
Descent,
Ryan Wright.
maybe.
Something's gone on in back play. Somebody else has been tugged out here. Judd Greenhalgh, who's passed his head test. He's just going to wait for Ryan Wright to get off. He's not exactly in a rush. He's going to take the opportunity just to have a sit down for a sec while all this gets sorted out.
Oh.
And Judd Greenhalgh gets 10 minutes. Well. They must have had a bit of a hug and a kiss at the play of the ball. And this could, which way this penalty going? It's going to go the way of Hunslet, I think. No, it's gone the way of the Skolars.
Strange. Oh.
So after the play of the ball at the previous set, if you can go back. So, well, that's a coach killer for Gary Thornton, conceding in possession.
Yeah, Hunslet in a great position there, to put on points. Some strong carries as well. They look to be falling off the Skolars players.
Here's Lamont Bryan, gets 10 short of halfway as Thorman waits at dummy half. Goes to that left-hand side. As Magrin with the carries, drop that.
Ooh.
Flat dropped it. And the knock-on given. Just trying to get the Simbin graphic sorted out. We've got one from each team in the bin at the moment. So 18-12, the Skolars lead. If you had a week off this week, then Will, or has Wardy been putting you through the paces?
We had 3 days off after the Catalan, and then we've been back in Thursday and then today, and then we're in tomorrow for a tough session. So it was nice to have the 3 days off to freshen up, but back to hard work. Obviously, the job's not done at the moment.
As Michael Haley with another strong carry gets over halfway. Straight back from France, or did you manage to stay out in Spain for a few days then?
No, we were straight back on the Sunday.
So can Hunslet get themselves back into this the last 6 minutes or so of this first half here at the New River? Here is Robinson again. Robinson through the first challenge of Magrin, gets to the 20-metre liners. 12-a-siders, Michael Haley on the charge. Michael Haley gets 5 away from the line. Options left and right. Sanderson to the right, Brown to the left on the last tackle. They're going to go to Sanderson, 2 out. Here's Dwayne Straw here. Gets it away. Can they get in? Short.
Oh.
Just short.
Great defence from Ilias McCarney.
Reece Chapman-Smith.
Great offload from the Hunslet player there just to get that ball out, but outstanding defence.
And the Skolars survive.
I'd just like to see Hunslet come out to this left-hand side. They started early on going to Ashton on this left-hand side, the big centre, and he was getting quite a lot of joy, but they've gone away from that. He's started turning blokes back in, trying to tire out the Skolars middle, which I can understand. But Ashton, the big fella that he is, he poses a threat over against Wilkinson on this left-hand side for Hunslet.
Hunslet looking for a big defensive set here now. As Magrin with the carry. Gets over the 20-metre line. As Wilkinson at dummy half into centre field. Here's Mike Bichet. As Ilias McCarney at dummy half. Just a jump and dance. He's a stepper, Ilias McCarney. Gets away from 1, 2, 3. Out the back door as Lamont Bryant just pops it up. That's a knock-on. Richard Wilkinson's just knocked the ball into a Hunslet player. And Matt Rossley's got that, and that will be a knock-on.
And that'll be welcomed by Hunslet. Some unforced errors from the Skolars side. Just giving some of those big fellas for Hunslet a breather, and they're able to enter the Skolars half here in good possession.
And they've got about 4 minutes to get back into this before half-time here at the New River. Friday Night Lights here on Our League and the Twitch app. Thank you very much for joining us, Matt Horton and Will Lavelle, here in North London. Well done to everybody who's made it here despite the A1 and the M1 doing their best to prevent everybody getting down from up north. At least the trains were on time. Well, mine was a couple of minutes late, but I can cope with that.
That's unusual to say.
Just had a very pleasant stroll down White Hart Lane from the station as Sanderson then takes on the London defence as Scott at dummy half in the absence of Ryan Wright. It's Mike Emmett who will get into dummy half as Emmett at dummy half. Here is Sanderson out the back to Brown, goes short for Charlie Martin, and Martin's wrapped up on the 20-metre line, pinches a couple as Emmett at dummy half goes to the right, and Haley, and Michael Haley stopped in his tracks by Amari Caro as Emmett gets it to Brown. This is Dwayne Strower again, getting a lot of traffic his way, aren't they? And he's held just short of the line, literally is on the last tackle. Emmett at dummy half is going to get nowhere. Can he get it away? He has done. Watson in field. Robinson will score by the side of the post. And Hunslet's comeback is complete just before the break. And it's London Skolars 18, Hunslet 16. You've got to tip your hat, though, in that, Will, to the offload from Mike Emmett.
Yeah, for me it was the wrong option. You know, they had the play out wide, but you know, he's managed to get a great offload away, and then Robinson just goes flying under the sticks. Skolars will be really upset with the way they've probably defended this. Mike Bishop just getting drawn in there, and some would-be tacklers trying to take Big Robinson down. There's no stopping him.
Adam Robinson with the try by the side of the post. I'm sure the PFU chairman will be interested in that one. And Joe Sanderson has the chance to level things up here at the New River. Pretty healthy crowd in the ground tonight. As we've said, lots of shirts from lots of different teams. A couple of the Nines teams from Sunday are here as well. I've seen representation from Jamaica as Sanderson tags on the extras here. All square at the New River, Betfred League One. Matt Horton and Will Lavelle. London 18, Hunslet 18. If the siren blew now, who would be the happier coach, Gary or Jermaine?
That's a tough question. For me personally, I think Jermaine would be the happier, just with the way you know, the Skolars came back into that game. You know, and their tries that they've scored have actually been some nice, quite smart plays. Whereas I think, you know, the Hunslet. Oh wow! Another
error from a kick-off. And London are going to get a chance to score before half-time, and they're trying to get the scrum form quickly to get time called off. Rich Wilkinson with this kick-off. Oh, horrible bounce for Reece Chapman-Smith.
Yeah, I think he'd be disappointed there not to pick that one off.
So we're almost we're at time off anyway. So there is a Hunslet man down. It's Mike Emmett. He's trying to possibly buy his side a couple of deep intakes into the lungs. So 10 metres out, can the Skolars grab the lead again before half time? As Wilkinson gets it to Lamont Bryant, and Lamont Bryant looking to put the big paw on to Tom Ashton as McCarney waits at dummy half to Thorman. Thorman changes the direction back to Amari Caro. Don't leave Amari a gap, he's still one of the quickest blokes around, isn't he?
He's very, very fast.
As Thorman at dummy half to Wilkinson, gets it to Coleman, out to Tuilatu down that left-hand side. Offload for Tuilatu, in field to Jordan Williams, and Williams powering for the line. He's held
some good
millimetres short.
Desperate defence from Hunslet there.
As McCarney waits at dummy half, comes to this left-hand side. Coleman looking for the kick. It's bounced off a couple of feet. Needs to scramble dead, and it's just scrambled dead by Jimmy Watson. and somehow the Skolars survive. There goes the siren, and that is half-time here at the New River. 18-all here in the Friday night's lights. Will, what an entertaining first half we've had.
Indeed, and it sets it up for a spectacle with this second half. I was saying earlier, I think Jermaine will be the happier, but try not to put my London hat on. Credit to Hunslet as well after their bus journey, and the disruption they've had, to go 3 tries down, and come back from that after a solid start from them. I think their coach will be really happy with the way they've responded, and probably he'll be talking about, trying to consolidate those errors and look after the football as much as he can. And I think, if they can do that, Hunslet will be the favourable side in this second half.
Right, let's go through these first half tries again. It was Hunslet who got us on the board.
Yeah, and it's just smart from Villahihi here. He just spots the gap. Markers aren't set. Late retreater back. Lamont Bryan's just not tight enough to the right, and over he goes, dives over.
And Skolars were on the rack a bit then, weren't they, at the time of that try? It came off the back of 3 straight sets.
They were. There was an error from Ilias Makani, and then back-to-back penalties off the back of that. And Hunslet just built pressure. They had a drop out in there as well. They didn't do anything fancy, just tucking blokes underneath them, blokes running hard onto the ball.
And then the comeback. Don't underestimate the role of Matt Ross in this try.
Yeah, it's a really smart play, like I said, from Foreman earlier. Matt Ross is running that tight line, and a lot of defenders have just been attracted. And it's easy from the outside as a Hunslet player just to think, oh, this is just going, to one of the big fellas in the minute. My job's done here, and as soon as you think that, you can't switch off in a rugby league game, and Thorman's just fired that pass.
Here's the second one. Again, Neil Thorman to the fore. Gareth Potts, though, he's picked the wrong man.
Yeah, just to switch off from the winger, that's a killer. For any big bloke on that inside there, I'll be pulling my hair out looking at my winger where he's just clocked off and just let an easy one in there. Foreman all day, he's going to spot the winger and fire a nice pass to him.
And then next try, good kick from Jermaine.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of skill off the back of some would-be tackling beforehand, and Skolars were sort of, they looked like they didn't want to score, just bombing tries left, right and centre, but a bit of class on the end of it.
And then when you thought Hunslet were on the rack, it's a great step. Shame that Rob Tuilatu just slipped, and Tom Ashton taking advantage.
Yeah, for me, he's been the danger man in this Hunslet team, and the more they can get him the ball, the better.
And then this great offload from Mike Emmett. Jimmy Watson heads up. Great line from Adam Robinson. And he's over by the side of the post. And that's where we get to at half-time here at the New River. 18-all here on the Our League app and the Twitch. Stay with us for our half-time entertainment here. We're going to join Alex Simmons, who's having a chat with the London Skolars player, Rob Tuilatu.
A little special now for Our League viewers, because me and Pricey were just sat getting ready with Ron Palumbo, and Rob came in. Rob Tuilatu, half Samoan, half Greek. It's a great combination. And he started telling us about rugby league in Greece. Now, I've got some friends who played for the heavy woolen team, went over this year, and he said to me, and I just thought he'd had a few too many sherbets, that rugby league is illegal in Greece. Is this true?
Yeah, the story is so ridiculous that we almost don't tell people, because people go, mate, you're full of it. They don't believe the stories that we tell them about how ridiculous the situation is over there at the moment. It's we're playing games in secret. We've got players being sued by the government. Rugby league is illegal in all over the country.
Tell us why. So start off, why? Why is rugby league illegal in Greece?
So originally it started smooth sailing at the beginning. The federation had a good relationship with the government, and then for whatever reason the federation and the government had a split, and the government ran its own organisation, which was banned by the RLEF for mismanagement of funds. So originally we were supposed to play several internationals, and Greece didn't play those internationals but took the money from the RLEF. When that happened, Greece got banned by the RLEF. It's taken a lot of years and a lot of hard work by a lot of people involved to get a new federation started and to get back into the international scene. But unfortunately, that previous federation, which is banned by the RLEF, is still recognised by the Greek government. So they play their own competition with their own national team against their own countries, which include Italy and Pakistan. They play against these different federations, and then we have our own federation, which is recognised by the RLEF but is not recognised by the Greek government.
That's crazy. That's nuts.
Tell us a story about they had to play in secret.
Yeah, the Malta game. So this is a World Cup qualifier.
So this is a World Cup qualifier. It's Group C to go through to play the game against Norway that we just played. Malta has flown over to Athens. We've put them in a hotel, and no one's allowed to know where the game is. The players are not allowed to know where the game is. The coach is not allowed to know where the game is. And you've got to put yourself in the situation of Malta, who have flown over to Greece and not known when they're going to play. They're not known where they're going to play. They've been told to get on a bus and to just drive. They don't know how long they're going to be on the bus for. They don't know where they're going. They don't know how to prep properly for the games. Same with us. And then they've just been taken to a field up in the mountains to play a game in secret. And because if the government had found out, if the police had found out, they would have shown up and closed the game. We actually announced a separate field in a place called Patra, which is in the Peloponnesos of Greece, and the police rocked up there to get ready to close down this game. It happened. There's a Balkan Super League, which is a great initiative that we've got going involving Turkey and Albania and Greece. Yeah. And the police rocked up to one of those games against the Serbian team, I believe, and they shut the game down at the second half, and they took both captains from both teams back to the police station for questioning about this game of rugby league.
I love it.
Where is it? Only in RL.
Only rugby league will you find problems like this. And people won't believe me when I tell them, and I wouldn't believe it if I heard it. It's illegal to play rugby league. People ask, why do the people keep playing for? Why would they play? There's people being sued, people going back to police stations.
Locked up for playing rugby.
They love the game. In Greece, the people involved in the game absolutely love it. And otherwise, you have to be a bit mad to keep playing it because the stuff that they go through.
Crazy.
And I want to give a shout out to Arta as well from the Ukrainian Federation, who bought 8 players to my amateur club Milford, and they played for us all last year. And there were like 4 of them that were really good, played first team. 4 of them have played in second team, but they improved loads. And you went to Ukraine and played against them.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
It was an amazing experience. Ukraine were phenomenal. They took care of us really well, much better than when teams come to Greece and we're playing secret games. But they were a really quality side. They were really difficult. I think we only nabbed them by 2 points. They came chasing our tails at the end. But they had a halfback, Alexander, was that his name?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, the bold guy, and he was class. He was really class. They were a really difficult team to take on.
And your journey now, you came over, you're playing at West Wales, and you also followed your teammate Ron over to London Skolars. How's life in London for you?
It's phenomenal. I wound up in London, I knew some of the Skolars boys, and I met Jermaine. And I didn't expect to be here, but it's been a great fit so far. It's been a lot better. It's been a great improvement.
And he played against Norway recently, won that game.
Yeah.
So what's next in terms of the World Cup? I'm going there with Jamaica. How are you getting there? What's the route for you guys?
We just won Group C, so we've got Russia and Scotland. So we play Russia in Russia, and we don't know where we're going to play Scotland. We're supposed to host, but like I said, we're playing secret games and that sort of thing, so we don't know where that game's going to be so far. We're pushing for the government. There's a social media campaign at the moment, the hashtag #LetGreecePlay, to try and get a home game against Scotland in Athens, which would be phenomenal for us. But if that doesn't eventuate, we likely have to play in England or something. But yeah, if we can, the top 2 teams will go through, so we're hoping for a win against either Russia or Scotland to try and get through to the World Cup.
Awesome.
Absolutely outstanding.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. It's great to have you down here at Rugby and Towers. There you go. Illegal in Greece, but they're still going over to the World Cup. Watch out for the Greek boys. Give us some support after Jamaica.
That was Rob Tuilatu with Alex Simmons and Leon Price. Welcome back to the New River Stadium, half-time here in Friday Night Lights on the Our League app, and we welcome our viewers watching via Twitch as well. Don't forget, tomorrow night here on the Our League app, live from Wembley Stadium, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff. It is the final of the 1895 Cup final, the AB Dun Sundex 1895 Cup final. Sheffield Eagles against Widnes Vikings. And then next Saturday, it is the first test match between England Youth against Wales Youth, a 3 p.m. kickoff for that one. Further games to be confirmed as we get into September and the business end of the season starting in both the Championship and the Betfred League One. Matt Horton alongside Will Lavelle. We're going to have a look at some results in a couple of moments' time. Before we do that, the Hunslet players haven't even got into the sheds at half-time. They've parked themselves on the bit of terracing on the far side. What do you think the message has been from Gary Thornton to the Hunslet players?
I think he'd be talking about the errors that have cost them dearly in this first half and trying to consolidate those. You know, from watching, so you can see they're coming away from their own line really well, and you know, and the Skolars tackles are sort of falling off them at times. You know, and if they can get their completion rate a lot higher up, you know, and have some good outcomes on the back of that, you know, I'm sure they can trouble the Skolars team with a bit more attacking shape thrown as well. So for me, it's just that those errors going into this second half.
And the message from Jermaine into the London boys?
Probably much of the same as well about the errors costing the Skolars team as well. But I think they need to be thinking about, you know, their attacking shape and what they're throwing at Hunslet. You know, a lot of one-out unstructured play at the moment that's not causing too much damage. They're making easy meters on their yardage stuff, but in that red zone at the end there, they need to probably be putting on a lot more shape.
We have had a couple of the Nines teams who are here for the London Nines on Sunday, giving us a demonstration at half-time. Some of the Jamaican lads are here as well. 18 all here. Matt Rossley more or less ready to get us back underway. Under the lights here at the New River Stadium. I think the Beer Festival is going down very well at the moment as well. Lots of shirts, lots of clubs represented here at the New River tonight. I can, just out of the corner of my eye, see Featherstone, Batley, a very old retro Warrington shirt, and a modern Warrington shirt as well. I've seen Wakefield fans here. There's a big group of York City Knight fans here. We were up at Bootham Crescent last Sunday. Of course, lots of Skolars fans here. A few Widnes fans knocking about as well, and a few Leeds fans here in the house as we're underway for the second half here at the New River. And oh well, Reece Chapman-Smith nearly had some deja vu there, didn't he?
Yeah, it's this horrible bounce of the ball on this 4G pitch. It's causing a lot of players a lot of trouble at the moment.
Emmett at dummy half gets it to Michael Haley, still 12 aside at the moment. Still the two players in the sin bin. Ryan Wright for Hunslet and Judd Greenouch for the Skolars, as Emmett at dummy half then goes that right hand side. Here is Dan Hawksworth, who's very lucky to still be out there. If the touch judge had seen that incident.
Bad off the ball incident there, late, very late on the kicker, very lucky.
As Hunslet then attacking from left to right as we look in the Myrtle and Flame. Very traditional shirt, doesn't get much more traditional than that. And Sanderson on the last tackle along the ground. It's well dealt with by Jerome Yates.
Great set from Hunslet. They've gone nearly 80 metres on their yardage set and put a nice little kick in that Skolars have now got a return from out their own 10.
With Ilias McCarney. As Thorman waits at dummy half. Here's Matt Davey. Oh, straight through. Great carry.
Jordan Williams, just opened up for him. Hit that nice tight line in behind the rock.
As Thorman then just didn't quite have enough shape, as Williams again down this left-hand side. Oh, it's put down. And it's going to be given as a knock-on against Rob Tuilatu. Can you believe that? Rugby league is illegal in Greece, as Rob was saying in the half-time feature.
Absolutely crazy. Crazy.
It's madness. Absolutely madness. Of course, Greece are holding their World Cup qualifier in London. I don't know if it is here, actually. But didn't say in the press release, it just said London. But probably might be here, I think. We'll see. Keep your eyes peeled, as both sides are back up to 13. Ryan Wright's back out there as Lancaster down that left-hand side is, well, As Lamont trying to drag him off the field. I'm not sure you can do that. As first penalty of the second half goes the way of Hunslet for the markers not square.
It's a strong start from Hunslet. They've come out the blocks, they've completed early on, you know, and they're just starting to fall off of Skolars tacklers, and then there comes the penalty off the back of it.
I think they're just going to drop this over the line and move 10 in field. Ryan Wright will get us back underway. Here is Brown. Here is Dwayne Stroy's got through a lot of work in that first half as Wright waits at dummy half. Goes the left-hand side. With Emmett, who's switched out of that dummy half role now as they go down this left-hand side with Ashton. As Haley running cross field. It's good D from the Skolars. Puts the ground a couple short of the liners. Right at dummy half. Here's Robinson up the middle. Adam Robinson looking for a second. Flicks it out to Wright. Quick hands needed. They're going to score with Watson. And Watson is in. First try of the second half for Hunslet Hawks. Jimmy Watson is with it. He had a nightmare in the first 20 minutes, but Adam Robinson with the offload. Jimmy Watson the recipient, and Hunslet are back in front. They've made a similar start to that first half. They lead by 22-18.
Yeah, it's a great start from Hunslet, great offload, quickly ships the ball out, and it's just a gaping hole for the fullback.
I don't want to be overcritical of the Skolars players there, but everybody stopped.
Really, really poor defence. Jermaine Coleman will be pulling his hair out at that. They've came out this second half. For me, just an attitude thing, not getting their bodies in front, not locking up the ball, allowing offloads. You know, just not good enough, really.
So they've got a chance now. Sanderson then has got the chance to make it a 6-point lead. Here is Sanderson then with the kick. Sticks the flags up, goes 4 from 4, and Hunslet lead by 24 points to 16. 24 points to 18 here at the New River.
And I'd come back to that first set from the Skolars coming out of their own yardage line. Jordan Williams makes a nice break, comes tight in at the ruck, you know, and then just forces that pass, you know, and off the back of that, you know, you then find yourself defending your own line, and then a penalty later, you know, it's just adding pressure the whole time.
Oh, that's gone backwards off the knee. He's given himself up. Reece Chapman-Smith. It's not a night for catching kickoffs, is it?
It's definitely not. But, you know, here we go, Skolars in really good field position here. You know, can they capitalise? That, you know, that for me, they just need to build pressure here. Don't have to do anything fancy. Just try and build pressure, put that onto the Hunslet team, and hopefully they will break.
Just waiting for a sixth man into the pack for Hunslet as Coleman feeds the scrum. Thorman down the short side as Neil Thorman gets the paw on, gets it in field to Rob Tuilatu. 12 away from the line as Thorman at dummy half. Here is Magrin. Good leg drive from John Magrin. Good meters after contact as Thorman waits at dummy half. Penalty. Roll. Definitely roll.
Yeah, definitely. Keep it going. Keep the pressure on.
As Greenhalgh then with the carry this time. Got through his head test after going off in that first half, and 2 away from the line as Thorman waits at dummy half to this left-hand side. Coleman goes short. Oh, Jordan Williams really close, and forward pass has been called by Matt Rossley. And that second tackle, and well, it's the coach who's thrown the forward pass, so he'll have to have words with himself.
He's looked across at the touch, Judge, but yeah, he needs to be doing better there, really. You know, we talk about pressure and building that I don't know, it looks pretty tough, but even still in that situation, maybe just giving that earlier ball to the back rower, just so you can then, you know, get through that tackle and, like we say, try and build that pressure.
Or the good old-fashioned double pump and the man in round the back.
Indeed. But Hunslet will be relieved here. They can come away from their own line, or they've held it.
I hate that trick.
It's
a frustrating one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a nice one.
Matt Rossley nearly... Do refs get charged for contacting players? Simon Brown nearly got one in the face there. As Hunslet start 10 short at halfway. Here is Michael Haley, who's been pretty powerful since getting out there. For Hunslet is right at dummy half. Infield to Emmett. It's right again at dummy half. Goes to the left-hand side as Sanderson drops it off up the middle. Here is Charlie Martin. And he's given a Shepherd. I think. Yeah. Yeah, he has.
For going behind his own player. There are Hunslet players in the way, but for me, I think that's a tough call. There's no one actively obstructing any of the Skolars players. I think they're looking to go behind the Hunslet players in there.
Going to get another look at that. There is a London player down. There's a Hunslet player down at the moment. We'll bring you that in a sec. Let's just see if we can get another look at... here we go again. As Charlie Martin back on the inside. Well, it's Greenouch who's been obstructed. He was coming in the other way.
Yeah, I think you can just see he's just been impeded there. I think from a Hunslet point of view, you know, you'd be asking your dummy runners there just to get through the line. You know, you see them there as they've run through as the dummy runner. They've just stopped, and that makes it very difficult then if you're coming back underneath that play.
It's John Magrin at dummy, gets with the carriers. Thorman waits at dummy half to this left-hand side. It's another good strong run to the 20-metre line. Lost it.
Come loose.
That's gone loose as Thorman gets it away. Here's Williams for the corner, and Jordan Williams will score. Not sure how the ball came loose. Hunslet stopped. London Skolars didn't, and Jordan Williams gets his second one of the night.
Again, it's that man Neil Thorman at the heart of it. You know, he picks up the loose ball, and it's a great miss pass over the top. You can see the winger coming in to jam the centre, or the back rower even.
Referee immediately set back with super ball. Gareth Potts again. Second time he's been caught tonight.
Yeah. Neil Thorman's going to buy that all day. Seen it too many times. As soon as that winger makes that move to come inside, bang. On the money. Jordan Williams, great finish.
Tough kick though this time for Neil Thorman. Got a cracking shot of this though. We're right behind this on camera as well. Get the feeling this one's going to finish about 40 all.
Yeah, defence not at the heart of both teams today. All about attack. Great for us.
And everybody who's watching on the Our League app and on Twitch, thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget tomorrow on the Our League app only, the 1895 AB Sundex Cup final, as Thorman has dragged that across the face of the post. So 2 points in it here. Gary Thornton's Hunslet side just ahead by 24 points to 22. Right, this could be a pivotal moment in the game. Neil Thorman's going for a breather.
Yeah, I'm not sure. A bit of a strange decision. Maybe just needs 5 minutes. But the more he's on the pitch, you know, the more Skolars look like they're more of an attacking threat.
Fourth change for the Skolars as Simon Brown gets us underway. Another kick has gone into the in goal, and Magrin. Oh, huge contact. Magrin with the carry. It's quite deceptive. It looks pretty bright on the pictures. Trust me, it's not that bright out there on the pictures. It is Lamont Bryant with the carry. Matty Davis is back out there now as Mike Greenalch with the carriers. Ball's come out, that's lost. Oh.
Everything going the way at the Skolars at the moment. Hunslet in a bit of a tough period this 5 minutes. They just need to get through it, keep talking to each other, telling each other they're going to be okay. Big, massive set here for the Hunslet team.
Right, it's just Michael Haley, just a little hand in there, wasn't there? As Hunslet will get on the back foot again as Bichet with the touch finder. They'll start 40 out with Williams. Gets it to Rob Tuilatu. 20 out now. Knock on called against Rob Tuilatu. Matty Davis trying to make the point, and backslaps all round from the Myrtleland Flame.
Hunslet will be really happy with that. You know, really under the cosh. 5 minutes there where they've had back-to-back. Try gone against them, a penalty, and that's, yeah, he's just tried to,
well,
just needs to take more care.
At the end of the day, it does say in the laws you are meant to get your feet before putting the ball down, so
yeah, I'm
sorry, Rob Tuilatu's only got himself to blame there.
Yeah, he's just trying to play it too quickly.
Bit of something happening on the far side of the scrum. Sanderson feeds it. Did that horrible trick again as Chapman Smith bounces off Lamont Bryant first time but not second time, and maybe discussing it a little bit too far there as Tom Ashton goes down that left hand side as right at dummy half. Oh, big error, big error. Lamont Bryant's got it. It's going to be a 0 tackle, and here come the Skolars again.
And this is it, like we said at half time, it's the team that can just rein in those errors the most, you know, the team that's going to look after the ball and be prepared to just do that tough stuff, just tuck it up the jumper, roll through their sets, get a nice kick away, are the team that are going to come out on top.
It's Matty Davis at dummy half, goes to that right hand side. Here is John Magrin again. Centre field options left and right. They'll come to the left with Shea, goes short, nothing wrong with that pass, flicks out the back, finds Davis. Davis spins and looks to straighten up as Elias McCarney gets into dummy half. 15 out. Can the Skolars retake the lead down this left hand side? Short for Tuilatu as Bichet gets into dummy half. They're going to try Jordan Williams. No, they're not. Oh, it's been dropped by Jerome Yates. That's one off the training field and just quite not got the pass right.
Yeah, either the timing of the run or Mike Bichet's just trying to pop that one up to him. Yeah, for me, it's just a stone cold catch for Yates there. He just needs to be taking that one under his wing and driving that one in. So a more promising set there from Skolars, asking a lot more questions with dummy runners, people going out the back. Mike Bichet getting his hands on the ball a lot more, which is great to see. And there's the penalty.
For the same trick again. No, it's not. My apologies. It's for a little bit of a...
Argy-bargy at the scrum.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
Pushing
with that.
away, says Matt Russley, our referee. And the Huns will start on halfway. Here's Haley with the offload to Reece Chapman-Smith. As Hunslet then, have they got an answer with Emmett? In about 15 minutes time, well, a bit more than that, I'm going to ask you for a man of the match just to give you a heads up. So, that's forward. That's not the best. As Davis then with the carry. Davis needs a bit of speed. He's got it with McCarney. Elias McCarney wrestled to the ground by Gareth Potts. Play the ball is quick. What can the Skolars do here? It's with Caro. Caro gets it out down that right hand side. Here's Wilkinson for the corner, and Wilkinson is in, and the Skolars get their 5th try of the night. Come off the back of the error. Great work from Matty Davis and Elias McCarney to set up the position. Great offload from Amari Caro in the build-up, and Rich Wilkinson's in at the corner. The Skolars are back in front by 26 points to 24.
A great try from Skolars, a breakaway. Matty Davies with a turn of pace, and smart here from him just to find Ilias Makani. But outstanding work from Amari Kara on that right edge. Seems to be, going nowhere, and he manages to force an offload to Wilkinson, and he has the speed to put it down in the corner. But a game at the moment that's just a bit like ping pong with errors, and Skolars fortunate enough to come away with the points.
I'm going to ask this question. I've thought about it. Was Gareth Potts too honest there?
He did give himself up. He did. And
it's maybe on the play before that was just seeing the replay with Wilkinson finishing. When Gareth Potts has got Ilias Makani down there, you're Gary Thornton, you'll think, I'll take 10 minutes here.
Yeah. A similar one, I had one against Catalan at the weekend. When a player makes a line break like that, it's going to cost your whole team. And for me, and looking from a coach's perspective, I don't think many coaches will argue, with the fact that holding that down and receiving the penalty and hoping that the referee looks leniently on you and doesn't give away, the sin binning.
Kicks come from Bichet, and the flags are up here at the New River on the Our League app and Twitch. Coming up to 60 minutes gone, 4-point ball game. It is London Skolars 28, Hunslet 24. Let's see what this kickoff brings us.
Could be all sorts.
As Simon Brown gets us back underway. Good carry from Elliot Jennings as Davis at dummy half to Ilias Makani. We're worried about Neil Thorman going off, but Matt Davis has gone into dummy half, and he's sparked things a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's done really well when he's come on. He's lifted the Skolars team, energetic. He's a very lively player out of dummy half, but also with that, he's got the smarts to back it up behind it.
Good one from Jerome Yates. Good after contact meters as Mike Greenalch with the carry as Davis waits at dummy half, goes to the right hand side, and Bichet's going to go high. Catch this one, Jimmy Watson. And finally, third time lucky, Jimmy Watson's caught one, and he's done really well in heavy traffic there.
Yeah, it's a great take from him. Jermaine Coleman putting a lot of pressure on that, and that'll give him confidence after the couple that he's dropped.
Hunslet have just made a change. Michael Haley's gone for a breather, I think. And this is Lewis Heckford, fresh on Lewis Heckford, his first action of the night. Not bad to bring one on. They're looking for a big 20 minutes now, won't they?
Some resilient and dogged defence here from the Skolars. Really just holding out if they can.
Brown for the 40-20. He's taken an awkward bounce, and it's come off the legs, and he's done really well there.
Great work from Ilias Makani.
Sets off into centre field. How good's the chase? It's not the best. Zach Braham, who's back out there for the Skolars. For Hunslet, sorry. And the Skolars fans just trying to get behind their team at the moment. It's about completing now, isn't it? And
it is.
Making sure Hunslet start in their own red zone.
It is. It's a really big 10 minutes here.
And the Skolars back three, just giving the forwards a break. There's Jerome Yates again as Davis at dummy half. Down this left-hand side for the two-try Jordan Williams. As Davis again at dummy half, goes to the right-hand side. As bring out to that carry. Here's Wilkinson on the last tackle. High kick. It's landed in the field of play, and Callum Lancaster goes into the in goal.
Great kick.
Offside.
Oh.
It's been spoiled. And Hunslet get the penalty.
That's a great kick. He's landed it 1 metre off the try line, which is absolutely perfect for any kick chase team. That's where you want a winger to be catching the ball. Just a lack of discipline, I think, from the kick chase team there. Need to be onside.
And
is this?
I think he's reversed his decision because Rich Wilkinson's been taken late on the kick. He's attacked round the legs. There we go. And they're going to take the two.
Sensible decision.
Mike Bichet calling for the kicking tee, 6-point ball game. Then we're into 1-point country, aren't we?
Indeed. Maybe the touch judges after the first half with the late incident there, sort of just been keeping an eye out for it.
That's not for us to pass comment on. As Mike Bichet then. Here is Bichet with the kick and sticks the flags up here. 16 minutes or so left here at the New River in the Friday Night Lights. 6-point lead. Here you go. There it is again. Yeah.
Going in very low at the knees. You know,
he's in the air and he's taken the legs, hasn't he?
Yeah, so it can be very dangerous for the kickers when they're off their feet like that to go in very low on the ankle or the knee. So the right decision for me.
Time off at the moment. We've got no football. We have now. And it's time back on. Nearly again. As Elliot Jennings manages to handle that one. Kickoffs have caused so many problems tonight, Will.
They have indeed.
Here's Davis at dummy half to this left-hand side, and it's not time for anything fancy from the Skolars now, is it? As Mike Greenouch with the carry, he's almost lost that. He's done well to hang on to that.
Don't think the ref's seen it.
Here's Bichet with the kick, just looking for this sideline. One bounce and
great kick
over the sideline, and Hunslet will start, as we mentioned, inside their own red zone. It's all about building this pressure now.
Yeah, it just seems in this last 5 minutes, Skolars have really got their act together and just completing their sets, get their error count very, very low, you know, and work their way up the field and put Hunslet under the pressure that they've got to come out at their own end. And you know, it's taken sort of 60 minutes, but I think Jermaine will be really happy with how this you know, this last quarter is going at the moment in this game.
Do you think they'll try this, keep the ball in the scrum trick again? Oh, hello.
Yeah. It's definitely a tactic.
Man missing in the scrum. Need a scrum half as Jordan Williams gets in there, as Ryan Wright from the base gets it away to Jimmy Watson. Oh, that's high. Yep, he's given it. Mike Bichet pinged by Matt Rossley.
Just what Hunslet needed. Penalty. Can they kick it long and get them deep down in Skolars field territory?
Simon Brown with the kick, almost caught by Gary Thornton, the Hunslet coach. He's down on sideline again, is Gary Thornton, as Brown gets it infield for Vila Halafihi, who's back out there now, as Watson is wrapped up. As Sanderson waits at dummy half, goes infield to Dan Hawksworth. As Wright rates at dummy half, goes to the left-hand side as Halafihi gets it to Brown. Here's Watson. Watson stops, sets off back into centre field. Looks like Vila's come back out and play. He's playing more half-back now with Ryan Wright still out there, as Sanderson needs a drop-off man, has Hawksworth. They've gone to 3 half. They've got 2 hookers out there now with Hunslet.
Yeah. Nice to see Valahi more on the ball, more of a threat.
Just dropped onto the boot by Brown into the in goal, and this is what worked for him in the first half. Goal line dropout for the Skolars.
Yeah, nice simple attacking set. You know, not throwing a great deal of shape, but you know, getting that completion rate up and a well executed kick on the back of it with an enthusiastic chase.
And Neil Thorman is on his way back for the Skolars. You can see him on the far side.
We've got another player down.
Yep, Jermaine. That is experience from the Skolars head coach.
Be a tactical one.
Jermaine down there. So Vila Halafihi just having a quick check on Jermaine there. Has he got the boot off? Oh, the boot's off. And doesn't look good. It's heading back into the in goal.
So I think, yeah, Mike Bichet will move to half this side, and that probably bring Foreman back on in at 9.
Or he can play at 7, can't he?
Indeed.
Time is back on. Goal line drop out. Oh, stayed in. He's done well there. Oh, and he's given a knock on against Reece Chapman-Smith, and that is a big win for the Skolars.
Just when Hunslet, you know, just seemed to get themselves back into this game after a tough 10 minutes. Tough call, yeah, tough call. He's managed to bat it back in field, but I'm just wondering whether the ref thinks it's slightly gone forward.
The trainer in there again. So, Skolars, would this just want to be an exit set and drill it over the sideline in this 10-metre zone down here to our left?
Yeah, nothing fancy here, straight up the jumper stuff. Make as many yards as you can and kick as deep as you can.
That's great.
Preferably aiming for that sideline, I'd imagine. Great
after contact meters from Liam Scott. 5 short of halfway as Thorman's dumped into that dummy half roll. Here is Greenhalgh. There's Thorman at dummy half weights. As London go again. As Liam Scott plays it. Nothing fancy. Mike Greenhalgh again with the carry.
Drop goal.
Drop goal. Here we go. Rich Wilkinson's back in the pot kick. Here it comes. Oh, Thorman. Thorman up the middle. Neil Thorman puts a little kick in and it's scrambled dead, and it's going to be a goal line dropout. And
smart play. There's a lot of pressure.
That's the experience of Neil Thorman shining through.
Indeed. A lot of pressure lined up on both kickers. And, you know, he's just managed to spot the gap, put a delicate little kick through.
Came off the feet of Jimmy Watson and it's scrambled dead by Reece Chapman-Smith. And time off called again. There is a London player getting attention. It's Thorman. He's okay, he's good to go. So inside the last 10 here, 6-point ball game. It's a good goal line dropout. And Liam Scott with the carry then, gets 25 out. Field goal drill again?
Yeah, much of the same.
Oh, he's knocked on, has he? He has. Oh. And Hunslet will get the ball back.
It's been the story of the game, really. Just errors, just at pivotal times in the game. And, you know, we spoke about earlier, and Jermaine and what he said before the game for the Skolars team, that, you know, they've been in a lot of these big games and just lapses of concentration have cost them at very important times. So, you know, this is a big 10 minutes for them, and if they can, you know, secure this win over a tough Hunslet side who are pushing that top 6.
Skolars not falling for the keep the ball in the scrum. Trick. Errors. They look to clear their end with Chapman-Smith. Here is
great carry
from Zach Braham. Great carry. They got 10 inside the Skolars half as Wright waits at dummy half, goes to that left-hand side with Halafihi, Vila Halafihi, almost with the offloaders. Right at dummy half, gets it to Brown. This is Lewis Heckford who's out there now, and Heckford's 10 away from the liners. Watson at dummy half, gets it to Brown, crossfield kick, jump ball coming for Lancaster, and Callum Lancaster has scored.
Great take.
And Callum Lancaster out jumps the Skolars defence, and we are a kick away from being locked up again here at the New River Stadium. It is the Skolars 38, Hunslet 28. I remember Callum Lancaster making his Super League debut for Hull FC at the Hive against London. He got a hat-trick that day, and he's just out-jumped, reaches out and touches down. Game on again.
Indeed. It's definitely making this a frantic final 8 minutes. Great kick, and what a take. You know, he's kept his eye on the ball the whole way, out-jumped the defender.
It's a big kick now. Sanderson's not out there, is he? So it's going to probably be Simon Brown who's got the kicking duties. It's not. I think it's Heckford. Huge kick. Kicked it, locked up here
Great
at
kick.
the New River. 7 minutes to go.
Game on.
London 30, Hunslet 30. The last 2 games the Skolars have lost by a point. 15-14, which you saw here on the Our League app and on Twitch against Oldham. They lost by a point at Doncaster last time out. Is Lightning going to strike a third time? Or are they going to get the win? We shall see. Hang on to your hats. This is going to be a big finish here at the New River.
What a start to a Challenge Cup weekend.
It is. And don't forget, if you are here all weekend or you're coming down tomorrow and staying over tomorrow night, the London Nines takes place here on Sunday. You down for that one, or has Wardy got you in?
No, I won't be down. We have the day off. Let it bounce.
And it's bounced. Kickoffs have been a huge problem tonight. Here you go. Field goal drill in effect again.
5 drives. Slot it over.
And an outside chance of Neil Thorman stealing one from dummy half. Let's not rule that one out as well. That one will bring the house down. As Hunslet then with the goal line dropout. It's dealt with him. Amari Caro's told to get it into centre field. As Thorman waits at dummy half. Nothing fancy here from Matt Ross. As Thorman again at dummy half. Into centre field with Wilkinson. And again, Hunslet are in the position of not giving a penalty away now because it's eminently kickable as Thorman waits at dummy half. To the left-hand side, out of the back to Bichet. Oh, here is Rob Tuilatu. Go now, foul.
It'd be a difficult one.
Mike Bichet's back in the pocket. It's on the bar. Oh, Mike Bichet's knocked on. And that's the poorest pass we've seen Neil Thorman give all night.
Yeah, it wasn't the best for me. It's just the setup play. You know, Mike Bichet's played out back and hit the back row on an out ball, and you know, just the setup of the whole shape didn't feel right. You know, and an awkward kick, and you know, just needed a lot more structure in that set.
So we'll pack this scrum 25 away from the line. Don't forget tomorrow, 5:30, the AB Dex Cup fight, T95 Cup final, Sheffield against Widnes, 5:30. We're underway on the Our League app for that. Keep your eyes peeled. September schedule to be released soon. As Yates at dummy half gets it to Zach Braham. As Yates waits at dummy half, goes the left-hand side and just took the ball standing still. Vila Halafihi there as Brown out the back finds Heckford. Here is Dwayne Stroy. He's been a lot quieter in this second half. You need to start thinking about your man of the match now, as well as Brown at dummy half. Out of the back finds Heckford, gets it in field. Is there a late sting in this tail? Simon Brown will be the go-to man here. Oh, they've gone the short side, off the outside of the foot, and ball's been lost and it's been held. Oh, I thought he dropped it. Skolars survive. Here's McCarney. Needs a big carry and
Great carry.
Vila Halafihi lucky not to get pinged there as Amari Kara looks to inject some speed from dummy half. Great work from the outside backs again here.
Great meters made.
As Elliot Jennings gets it away to Ilias McCarney. Here's Lamont Bryan trying to get on the edge of Lancaster as Watson comes in to help out. No fullback at home. Have they seen it? As Thorman in field. That's a great setup. It's on again. Rich Wilkinson in centre field, 30 out, screaming for it. Here it goes. Wilkinson has missed it. And the flip side of that now is a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, the way Hunslet are approaching it, they're not focusing on the drop goal at all. You know, they just ambled down their set. They got a good kick away, you know, and tried to build pressure. And you know, Skolars came back with some vigour. And
Gary Thornton's waving. He wants them to go, you know, the kick into touch. The Skolars wingers have just realised it.
Yeah.
As Yates gets us back underway.
I think at the moment Skolars have focused that much on the drop goal. It's hindering. You know, if they just continue to plough forward, you know, knock out their sets, get high completion and play some attacking shape as well, you know, naturally they'll fall into a better position. But at the moment, I think, you know, you can tell from their carries, everyone's just thinking, get in place for a drop goal, get in place for a drop goal.
Vila Halafihi will play it 5 short and halfway. Yates at dummy half. Heckford down this right-hand side. Here is Reece Chapman-Smith, and he needs to stay on the island, and everybody in to help out. This Hunslet's still a long way from getting into range. Need a big carry now from Dan Hawksworth.
It's a long way out.
It's a long way out. Simon Brown fancies it. Simon Brown fancies it. Charge down. It's going to be accidental offside, I think.
Handover?
Should be. Yeah.
Scrum.
Accidental offside. It's going to be a scrum. As we enter into the last 60 seconds.
Great pressure from Skolars. Can they force their way upfield and put themselves in field in great position here?
We need a Betfred man of the match, or an Our League man of the match here.
It's a tough one, but there's one bloke who stood out for me, and he is in a red shirt.
Obviously.
But you know, he's provided a lot of smarts all day. He's picked out 3 or 4 tries, and he's just been a steady head at the front of that pack and directed his team around the field really well. And that for me is Neil Thorman. He's played very well today, an old head, and has played in the right areas. And for me today, he's my man of the match.
So Neil Thorman gets Will's man of the match. I completely agree with you. So we are getting towards the end of this game. Here is Lamont Bryan with the carry.
Great carry.
As Thorman at dummy half goes to the right hand side to Matt Ross. Here is a big carry from Rob Tuilatu. Did he go now? As Thorman at dummy half pops it up to Ilias McCarney. It's got to be now. It's got to be now. We can't see the timekeepers either as Thorman at dummy half. They've gone short to Wilkinson. As Thorman, Mike Bichet's back on the 20-metre line. It's back to Bichet. Plenty of time for Bichet. Charge down.
Oh no.
As Lamont Bryan collects, and they're going to get another go, another set of 6. Is the time though? As Thorman waits at dummy half. Thorman pops it up to John Magrin.
Got to get down, play it quick.
Got to go now. In centre field as Thorman waits at dummy half. Are we going to have a late twist as they go this left-hand side with Tuilatu. As Thorman waits at dummy half. Into centre field. Here is Ilias McCarney. McCarney puts the footwork on. Who's back? They need 2 options really. They need Bichet and Wilkinson back there, don't they? As Thorman waits at dummy half. Gets it back to Wilkinson. Horrible kick. It's bounced into Lancaster. Oh, Callum Lancaster's got it. And Callum Lancaster's got the speed. Has he? He's only got Amari Caro to beat. Callum Lancaster is short.
Oh.
What a tackle from Amari Caro. Match saver. What a match saver. Hunslet on the attack. Stopped Anita short.
What an effort. What an effort.
Yeah, it's a dummy half. Looks to go on his own. That's a waste of a tackle. Can Hunslet steal it?
Drop goal.
Ball into centre field. Here is back for Heckford. Heckford dummies. Goes down this right-hand side. They've got numbers. Out for the corner. Here they're in. And they've won it. Hunslet have won it with Gareth Potts. It's all come from the charge down. And Hunslet have stolen it on the death. Gareth Potts has got in at the corner. What a finish to this Betfred League One game. There goes the siren. And Hunslet keep their fight alive for a place in the top 3 of the playoffs. Wow. That's heartbreaking.
Wow.
And Hunslet have won it with Gareth Potts. Let's have a look at this again. What a finish to Friday Night Lights here at the New River. That is about as dramatic as it gets. That's cruel, Will Lovell.
I'm
utterly cruel.
Absolutely stunned. A great chase back from Amari Caro. You thought that Skolars had held them out.
We've still got a kick to come. Oh.
This chase back being shown here. Amari Caro is 5 or 6 paces behind him. What a tackle. Done so well there. Momentum is with Lancaster there just to fall over the line. But what a finish.
And here we go now.
Great dummy.
Heckford says no. Gets it to Dwayne Stryer.
Controversy over this pass.
Nothing wrong with that pass.
No, yeah.
Oh, touch judge just backed off. Touch judge backed off. Oh dear. Kick from Brown doesn't matter. That's going to be full time here, and Hunslet have won by 34 points to 30. Right. We're going to go through this last try again because the touch judge after the pass has stopped, and the referee and the calls come on the field. That heartbreaking for the Skolars, but you've got to tip your hat to Hunslet. They never gave up, did they?
No.
Here we go again. Right, keep your eye on the touch judge.
Oh,
it's backed off.
As if to say, has he stopped for the pass?
Touch judge is backed off.
As if he's stopping for the pass.
As if he's stopping for the pass.
He is here.
Here's the pass.
And the touch judge.
Behind the line. 2 metres in front of the line. Touch judge has stopped and called it. And the overrules come on the field. Dramatic here at the New River. Hunslet have won by 34 points to 30. Well, I love a finish like that. That's rugby league at its best.
It has everything, doesn't it? Bit of drama, bit of spice. We've had tries galore, and and the ref's been involved as well. Fair play to the ref there. He's gone with his decision, and I respect that. I like refs making on-field calls. And what a way to finish, this Friday Night Lights game.
Won by 34 points to 30. That sadly will end the Skolars season. They can't now make the dance at the end of the year.
Yeah, Jermaine will be bitterly disappointed. Another spirited display from his side, but ultimately, we spoke about it earlier, and what Jermaine had spoken to us about earlier on, that his teams are in the games. But
that's the first try from Jimmy Watson of the second half. Just a good offload.
Yeah, some soft, poor defence there from the Skolars side. But Jermaine will be ruining his team. They're in these games and they're just throwing it away. And smart play from Thorman here, jumping out, ball over the top. Jordan Williams goes in the corner.
Great finish from Jordan Williams there. It's about keeping a cool head in, is it? And that's what Neil Thorman can do for you, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as he sees that winger jam in, that's his cue then to hit the ball over the top. And in a game with errors galore, this was the try of the game, really. A breakaway upfield. Smart to find Ilias Bakani.
Sometimes you wish you had a Maricaro on your shoulder there, though, didn't you?
Oh, God, yeah.
But great composure again. Here he is, Amari Caro.
And this is a fantastic offload. Over the top. Finds the attacking player, Wilkinson in the corner.
Again, here's the strength from McCarney, from Caro, out to Wilkinson. And Wilkinson in at the corner. And this...
Yeah, and Hunslet stayed, resilient and dogged with it all night. And fantastic kick over the top. Lancaster, great take, superb take over the top of the defender. Easy put down for him.
And it's a great kick from Simon Brown across face and
gets up nice and early, eyes on the ball the whole time.
So here is the try saver from Amari Caro on Callum Lancaster. That's magnificent. We've not seen all of that chase there, have we?
There's some technical aspects in that as well, to take him down and roll him to the side.
And here we go again. Lewis Heckford with the dummy. And here's the pass. Good finish. Still needed finishing from Gareth Potts. Let's not take that away from Gareth Potts.
It's a great finish.
But touch judge has made the call. And fair play to the referee. He's made the call on the field. Needed finishing from Gareth Potts. Still needed finishing. But that is about as dramatic as it gets at the end of the game here at the New River Stadium. 34 points to 30. Hunslet have won. That pretty much guarantees them in the end of season playoffs, still with an outside chance of claiming second place in the Betfred League One table. Will, as a London boy, you've turned out for this club many a time. That is just this heartbreaking, isn't it? But what entertainment for everybody gathered here tonight.
Indeed, and Jermaine will look at the tape back on that, and I think he'll be bitterly disappointed in some of the areas where they had the game in front of them, and all they had to do was just sort of stay calm, stay collected, and go through the process. And I'm sure they would have either slotted a drop call or gone over for a try. But you could just see a bit of nervousness and a bit of, oh God, we've been here before, we've thrown games before, and that just creeps into your mindset, and it's really hard then to get out of that and put a finishing performance on.
So let's take a look at what is coming up on the Our League app. Don't forget, tomorrow, live from Wembley Stadium, it's a 5:30 p.m. kickoff. It is the final of the AB Sundex 1895 Cup final. Sheffield Eagles, Wembley winners in 1998, taking on the former Cup Kings, Widnes Vikings. 5:30 p.m. kickoff at Wembley for that. Matt Newsom will be along with that. And then next Saturday, it is a youth test match between England and Wales. A 3 p.m. kickoff for that. So a dramatic night down here at the New River. Hunslet have stolen the 2 points to take back up the M1 to Leeds with them. They've won by 34 points to 30. Many thanks to Will Lovell for joining us here at the New River tonight. Thank you very much for joining us on the Our League app, and to everybody on Twitch as well. Enjoy the rest of your Wembley weekend. Don't forget the London Nines are here on Sunday as well. From us all, the production team, myself and Will at the New River Stadium, we bid you a fond farewell and a good night.